Okay guys, good morning. It's almost midday already. I've been working on the white truck. I switched to the from the blazer to the white one because it's time for me to get some things done, and I've been receiving the gear that I bought, but with a few problems. The side steps, they came and the brackets came, but not the bolts. So I already talked to the company. They're gonna send me the bolts. They're the I don't know the name. The Ionic side step. They're chrome and rubber at each end and in the middle. It's nice. And then yesterday I received the hold downs for the camper. They're going to go in the going like that. Got to bolt them down. But then before doing that, when you buy a truck, I do this. I get under it with my roller bed there, and I roll up and down. The truck was full of mud, reddish mud. Apparently it crossed the river because it was really caked on everywhere. So I borrowed a pressure washer, and I spent like 2 hours. I got a few pounds of mud out of that thing, especially around the muffler. It was caked on an inch and a half thick, and then around the pipes and everything. And then it kind of dawned on me. I said, you know what? Let me see how high these people went crossing the river. I opened the channels on the side here. Not the channels, the trims, and I opened these up, and they were full of mud. So I cleaned those out on all of them, all the way around. And now I said, well, if that's the case, and it was dust under there, there's still a lot of dust. See, this truck was going through the country. I found a receipt. From a gas station in Arizona, Page, Arizona, from 2013. So it was full tank. It was $95. So that comes out to $2.66. The good old days. Because if I fill up this tank, it's going to cost me about over $230. Ridiculous. So I said, okay, this people, it was worked on a farm. This truck was worked on a farm. The engine compartment, everything was really dusty and dirty. I still got to power wash the front end there. On the top already did the under. And then I said, let me check the air filter. So now I disconnected the cover, and look what I found here. Dirt. And this thing I already vacuumed it with my power vac. And this thing is very powerful. And I already vacuumed the sponge. I'm gonna hit it with a cleaner. I'm going to use a glass cleaner because it's just dust. I'm going to wipe it, and then I'm going to wipe all underneath, and then I'm going to take the air filter, which is behind the glove compartment, and I know that's going to be like super the same condition the oil filter was. It was super dirty. Now yesterday, one of the things that I had to do was install the light. So I put the power light in there, and I ran the wires. It's nice tucked in there. And before doing it, I was thinking of doing it there. It was my idea. But then I said, maybe that duct opening there is for the engine. It needs to cool, even though it's got a huge fan. I looked at some videos, and everybody puts them in the same place. So I said, okay. And I ran the wire around the whole thing, and then I put the button here. And that gives it's right connected to the battery. It's not connected to the switch. So while I was doing that, I got my air hose and I started air hosing under the dash, and all kinds of dust came out. I mean, we already shampooed the seats. We still got to clean the floors again because that dust that came out, I didn't know it was going to be that dusty. And I'm going to have to do the same over here on the other side. So it's a labor of love. It's going to take a while to get it all done. And also I got to return a adapter for the rear hitch, which is bigger than normal. And I went and got this from Harbor Freight, and it doesn't fit. This one's too big. So it says it's 2 1/4, no, 2 1/2. It says 2-inch diameter. It doesn't say. So my hitch is kind of awkward looking. I've never seen the opening is bigger, and then I try the hitch, but it still doesn't work. So it's got a bigger opening, but it's not big enough. It's not big enough for that adapter, so I have to take it back and maybe they got something different. If not, I'm gonna have to make one. That's another thing. So let me continue. I'm not gonna video while I'm doing the cleaning because it's tedious and it's gonna be slow and it's gonna eat up the battery. So I'll see you in a little while. I'll video as I go. All right, later. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out how to get the air filter for the cabin out of the area, the socket there, and it doesn't have one. It doesn't have a place to put the regular filter. I found a little filter in the back behind the glove compartment. Let me show you. And pop this and it'll bring it down. And if you look back there at the, I can get my light. The little filter up here, that's it, and it's attached here, and it's attached on the other side by an Allen wrench. So I've been trying different ways to get to it. Now I'm going to try this. This is a very uncomfortable position to do anything in here. Can't even see what I'm doing. I just have to feel my way around and see if I can find an Allen that fits. And this one doesn't fit. This is the smallest one I got in the socket adapter. So then I'm gonna have to try the L. But this is a pain in the rear. It's a very small Allen. So try this one, even though it's too long to do anything, but maybe it'll fit. I don't know. I'm getting tired of this. This is ridiculous. The whole bottom side of this air system does not have a hatch for a filter. It's incredible. The engineers at Chevrolet were kind of playing with themselves. This is ridiculous. This little screw here, very hard to get to, and okay, it's there. Let me see now. Yeah, I think I got it in there. Why didn't they put a regular screw, if I want to know? Just a regular screw with you can get in there with a small screwdriver, because it's attached in a way that it's not gonna let go. And that filter, I'm insistent on taking it out because everything else on this truck is being a dust bowl. I popped this cover and it was full of dust. I already cleaned this twice, and look at the dust inside the edges. It wasn't kept in a garage. This is already cleaned, and look, all the dust still attached to it. The cover down here, it was whole covered with dirt. I had a pile of dirt down here. There's still some dust hanging around. I blew with the air hose, and the dirt just keeps coming out. Everything was full of dirt. The bottom of the drivetrain was full of dirt, mud. So eventually, I'm thinking that it is obvious that this vehicle was run through very muddy and dusty roads, and it's supposed to be in Bakersfield, so it was worked on a farm, but it was also in Arizona, and it was possibly in Utah because of the red dirt. Arizona also has red dirt in some places, so it's been into some rough areas, and the guy never bothered, whoever had it before, never bothered to wash it down. So if everywhere I look is full of dirt and dust, I mean, not just a little dusting, a lot of dust, that filter, it's got to be packed. I mean, the oil filter also, the air filter in the truck, in the engine, it looked like it was there forever. It was really, really bad. The oil filter hasn't been changed in more than 10,000 miles. The air filter probably didn't get changed in all its life, 167,000 miles. There's dust everywhere you look. There's dust in there, down in there. The holes in the bed for the tie downs, they're full of weeds. I mean, I looked at one of these and it's got weeds and everything. This one here probably has it too. The truck was used, definitely was used. So now, before I continue with the projects, because the next one is the tie downs, I'm not gonna do the tie downs. I gotta get to that filter. There's no way about it. Gotta get to that filter. I know that filter is filthy with dirt, not just dust. Who knows what else it has? So I'm not gonna video that part because it's gonna be tedious, one-handed, and possibly upside down. I gotta see how I'm gonna do this. All right, I'll see you later. Okay, I took the screws off, and it turns out that is not an air filter. I thought it was, because the screen was dusty, But once I cleaned it, I wiped it with a glass cleaner and a rag. Behind it, there's a plastic cap with a little sponge around it. So that is not a filter. I don't know exactly what to do in there because there's no air going through it. It's part of the air system. But let me show you. And I did take out the screw. This is the screw. It's a Star Allen. And if it wasn't that, none of these fitted. This is the only one that fitted, but it didn't fit on the other side because it's too tall. I happen to have this funky looking one that has a star. And with this, I managed to take it off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace it with this one. Then I can install that my little drill. Let me show you. Install it like that. And just tap it down, you know, screw it down with the little drill. Just like a hand screwdriver. But let me show you the interior so you understand what I mean. Apparently this vehicle does not have a filter. So that's the screen that I thought it was a filter. And let me see if I can hook this up somewhere. Okay, so if I lift a little tab right here, and now you see behind it, it's a hard plastic cap. So it is not an air filter. I'm not gonna continue. I'm not gonna pull it. I'm gonna put this here, nothing on the other side because it's a pain to get to. So let me get the little screw. You just place it by hand, and I can use several different tools to screw this down. Let me see if the little drill's gonna fit. It might not, because it is a little bit on the big side. No, it won't let it go, but I've had this little tool for the longest time, and I just put an adapter. So now rock it to the other side, and now it'll turn that way and tighten it. The only thing is I wish I had a shorter adapter here, but I don't. So let's see if I can do it with this. And I'm only looking through one eye because I can only fit one eye here. So it's hard to measure distance. So I spent half a day trying to figure out and try to get this thing so I can put a filter, because I know that filter is going to be filthy. So my question is for you guys that know more than me, where is the filter in this vehicle for the cabin? Could it be inside the engine compartment? I'm hoping, but it's not underneath like I seen many videos, many videos, and it's not underneath. Okay, I think so. There's nothing else to look for down here. I almost took the whole dash out because when I get persistent, and the thing is that it has to have an air filter. There's no way you have an air conditioning system with no air filter. This is not a 1900s car. This is a 2012. The truck's gotta be equipped with an air filter. Okay, that's done. Pull this out. Luckily, this thing doesn't have to be taken apart. Just push it back in, and now I got this little 2 screws that I took off the top. Where are they? Right there. One goes there. Put my key. Maybe I can do it with this. I don't like cars that have to have specialty tools to get anything done. You know, some American trucks, they have metric and they have American. They got the national, international, you know. Keep it in one system. Don't be switching back and forth. It's ridiculous. Okay, luckily I kept this little doohickey key from another patio cover that I had, and it fits perfect. No, this is not from a patio cover. It's from what is it from? I forget now. I can't believe I spent half a day. Ah man, with this, pulling out every tool possible, getting under there and looking and looking and looking. Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna pop this up here and bolt the ones on the bottom. Look at all that dirt that came out just by moving stuff around, you know. All right, let me turn this off for a minute, because it's only 3 screws, but these tools are okay, but this one here is a pain in the rear. Okay, so it's done. Man, those three screws down here, especially the one down here, the one at the end. But this one, the one in the middle here, that was the pits. It took me 20 minutes or more. I would say half an hour, because of the angle, and you have to have the short extension. I didn't have one, and I keep trying different tools. Man. So now I came to the conclusion that this vehicle, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I don't think it has an air filter for the cabin. There's no other place. I mean, down there's no opening, there's no hatch. There's nothing that you can do about anything to install a new filter. So I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. I looked at a bunch of videos, and all the videos were showing, there was a guy that he had a list from 2002, I think it was, to 2014. All those years covered what he was doing in that video, and it was real simple. Just get behind the glove box, and then there's a hatch in the back, 2 tabs. You pop them, you fold it down, pull it, and then there's the big fat filter. Yank it out, blow it out, clean it, put a new one. I wish I had that, but I don't. I've been under that dash for the whole day. I can't find nothing there. And I'll pop the hood here to see if there's anything inside of the engine compartment. And the only filter that I see is the one here for the engine. That's already been replaced when I changed the oil. Everything else is fine. I don't see any other way of having a filter here. That's electronics, and that's it. On the driver's side, there's also nothing, because I already dismantled this cover. Took this whole cover down, looked in there, there's nothing there. I'm gonna start it and back it out, turn it around, and I'm gonna drive down the street. I've been wanting to drive this truck since I got it, and look at all this dust. I keep blowing dust out. So the way I do it now, until I get my steps, It's the same way I did it when I didn't have anything on the Blazer. I just put my hand in here, do a little hop, and grab onto the floor and bring it in. Now another thing that I was looking into is that the right up. Air conditioning is working. You know, one thing I noticed, I didn't know that these back doors, back glasses, they go up and down like a normal window. So when I have my dogs in here, they can stick out the heads out of the back there like they do in the Avalanche. So I'm pretty happy about that. The brake release is not a release by hand. You have to press it and it pops up like some cars do. So the next step is I'm gonna pop this dash, and I gotta get this plastic tool and go around the edges and pop this whole thing comes out. And I want to clean these vents inside. And you saying this guy's anal. Well, the thing is that the more I dig, the more dust I find. And this truck went through a dust storm or something. I don't understand it. But I gotta make sure that the internals are clean. So I'm gonna get my air hose in there and blow all the tubing and everything out, all the piping, blow whatever dust is sitting there, and maybe get one of those little dust grabbers, so a little puffy thing, and just kind of shove it in there and see if I can pick up dust. I mean, this car was clean 2 days ago, and look at this stuff. It's got dust everywhere because me digging around, let me put it here for now. Me digging around made a mess. Let's see if I can put this here so I can back it out. It's a little sideways. Okay. Oh. And then the chairs were all gritty. The canals are gritty. And the chairs don't slide that easy. I mean, this guy that had it before me, man, he really, you know, beat the crap out of it. So, yeah, let me take it out. Now, down the air. One thing I noticed, that this truck is not as nimble as Old Blue. Old Blue is single cab, so that thing would just go around and make U-turns and get in the trails. This one is not going to be able to do that because of that extra 2 feet. And it's incredible, 2 feet, it's going to cause a little bit of problems. When I made a U-turn on a street, I had to do a 3-point. I couldn't do it all in one sweep turn because it's too long. The steering has something to do with it too. So, but I'm glad I got it because it's comfortable. It's this is gonna be my expedition vehicle, and the AC works really nice. The blower would sometimes stop, so I looked into it, and I saw a video of this Mexican guy. He goes, just go to the motor and hit it, man, just hit it. So I didn't get to do that, but there's another video that shows that it could be the resistor, could be bad. Oh yeah, the belt. The resistor could be bad, and you have to replace it. So right now it's working, and I don't know, maybe it was kind of getting stuck because of all the dust. So I'm gonna get to the end here. There we go. Now another thing I was looking into, the paperwork said that this truck for this year was issued with 373 gears, 3.73 rear differential. Then when I went to the dealer, I give him my my VIN number, and I wanted this certain part. He looked it up, and actually I wanted a touch-up paint, so he looked it up. He found a little bottle. He had one in stock, and I bought it. A little bottle like this, bro, 32 bucks. And I said, dude, it's almost a gallon, what it used to cost a gallon, you know. Anyway, so I bought it because there's some touch-up that needs to be done. But then I said, let me know what the gear ratio is on this vehicle, just for a comparison, right? And he comes up with 410 gears. Now, I'm very familiar with 410 gears because that's what I have on the Blazer, and I know what the RPMs are going to be at a certain speed, and I can do the numbers also with a calculator and come up with the information. And then last but not least, I can do another test, which is the old-fashioned test that you put a jack on the bottom, raise it up, both tires on the back are hanging, you put a tape on your differential drive, on your shaft, and then you put a tape on the tire straight up or straight on the down or on the up, don't matter. Then you have somebody you get under there and you look at the tape on the shaft. You get somebody to make a full tire turn, and when that tape hits back up here top, stop, and then you count how many times that tape came around. So if it's 4 and a little bit, now you know it's 410. If it's 3 and a little bit or 3 3/4, it's 3.73 gears. And I'm gonna do that because they both have on the truck information. I got the paperwork on it. It said 373s on it, and I was happy about it because I said I don't need 410. 410, it's overkill. 373 is fine. And then when I talked to the guy at the dealer, he looks it up and he prints it out and he tells me it's 410. So I'm thinking, well, what is it, 410 or 373? So my wife got online and she looked it up, and she says that all the vehicles, a Silverado, it was 373. I know they make 410s on special request, and you can get 458s, but that is if it's a special order from the dealer. I don't think this was a special order or anything. They just went and bought it at the dealer. And being that it's a business truck, it's agricultural truck, they probably got it under the fleet price, where you buy several trucks and you get a really good price. They probably did that, bought a few trucks at the same time. Look at all this dust, I don't believe it. So on the gear ratio, I'm not gonna come up with a definite answer. I'm gonna still do my checking. I'm gonna do my tests under better weather conditions. It's hot, it's like 98. It's really hot and not that humid, but it's humid. For me, it's humid. So I'm gonna take a break because I've been a contortionist, turning my body in every which way so I can get under there and get over here. And then I did the power wash and grabbing it, you know. Oh my God, I came out worse than the truck. So let's see, the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna be the mounts, but I'm gonna wait now. It's 3 o'clock, it's pretty hot, the sun is coming this way, so in front of me, so that's why I backed it in so I can work back here in the shade. And I'm gonna start around 5:30 or so when it cools down. I'm gonna take a break, eat some, have some Gatorade, and go to the computer and do some work there. I got some things to do. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. I'll keep you posted on the project. All right.